Are your people working hard but not reaching their full potential? The problem is not effort, it is development. At the Modern Observer Group, we transform workforce development into real performance. Our human-centered achievement programs help your team think better, communicate stronger, and execute at a higher level. That means higher employee engagement, stronger leadership, and measurable results across your organization. If you want a workforce that performs, leads, and delivers, it is time to invest in your people. Visit modernobserver.com and discover how the Modern Observer Group helps you build a workforce that wins.
The U.S. sinks Iranian boats, an antitrust investigation into the beef industry, access to the abortion pill restored by SCOTUS, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The U.S. military sank at least 6 Iranian small boats in the Strait of Hormuz on Monday after Iran launched cruise missiles, drones, and sent small boats at U.S. Navy ships and commercial vessels. The flare-up came as President Trump kicked off Project Freedom, a new initiative to guide hundreds of stranded commercial ships out of the Persian Gulf. 2 U.S.-flagged merchant vessels successfully transited the strait on Monday, but a United Arab Emirates-owned tanker was hit by Iranian drones, and a South Korean cargo ship was also targeted. Trump said Iran's small boats are all they have left, and called on South Korea to join the mission after one of its cargo ships was hit. The United States is advancing a new United Nations Security Council resolution targeting Iran's actions in the Strait of Hormuz as the administration seeks to reinforce its ongoing maritime operation with international backing. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz said Monday the effort is designed to hold Iran accountable for mining international waters, threatening global shipping, and attempting to disrupt one of the world's most critical trade routes. The President and Secretary Rubio have instructed us to come to the Security Council in full cooperation and craft a resolution with Bahrain and the GCC countries, Waltz said during a press briefing. We're working on a parallel effort at the Security Council that is separate and distinct from Project Freedom, but obviously related. The resolution will involve holding Iran to account for its blatant violations of international law, he added, including requiring Tehran to stop laying sea mines, disclose their locations, and work with the United Nations to establish humanitarian corridors used by dozens of UN agencies to deliver aid globally. The Justice Department confirmed Monday it is investigating possible antitrust violations in U.S. cattle and beef markets. Federal officials said investigators have reviewed more than 3 million documents and interviewed industry participants. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said the department is examining whether meatpacking concentration has contributed to high beef prices. The 4 largest beef processors control most U.S. beef processing capacity. Officials also said the department plans to settle a case against AgriStats, a data analytics company accused of helping enable anti-competitive practices in chicken, pork, and turkey markets. AgriStats denies the allegations. The Supreme Court blocked a lower court's ban on sending the abortion pill mifepristone through the mail for at least a week, as it considers an appeal from the companies that make the drug. The drug is used in about 2/3 of all U.S. abortions. Louisiana sued over a 2023 FDA decision that allowed doctors to prescribe the pill without seeing the patient in person, and on Friday, a federal appeals court sided with the state. Drug makers Danco Laboratories and GenBioPro then asked the High Court to intervene. Yesterday's SCOTUS order did not address the substance of the case, but restored broad access to the drug for now. A new AI-powered robotic pet called Familiar was introduced by Colin Angle, the robotics executive known for helping create the Roomba vacuum. The robot is a plush companion designed to respond to touch and voice input. It does not speak. The company behind it, Familiar Machines and Magic, says the device is designed for companionship and daily interaction. The product is aimed at, in part, at older adults who may want the experience of a pet without traditional care responsibilities. The project uses generative AI and robotics work from a team that includes well known robotics researchers. Video game retailer GameStop made an unsolicited $56 billion offer to acquire eBay on Sunday, despite being roughly a quarter the size of the e commerce platform it wants to buy. GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen pitched the deal as a path to turn eBay into a legit competitor to Amazon, arguing the platform is under earning and saying he could strip $2 billion in annual costs by cutting eBay's marketing budget. The cash and stock bid offers $125 a share, a 20% free premium to Friday's close. eBay shares jumped 5% on the news. GameStop stock fell nearly 10% as investors questioned whether the math actually works. Global markets moved lower Monday as oil prices climbed after new attacks in and around the Strait of Hormuz. Brent crude rose 5.9% to $114.60 a barrel. U.S. crude rose 4% to $105.91 a barrel. The S&P 500 fell 0.39% from record highs. The Nasdaq fell 0.17%. The Dow fell 1.12%. Energy shares gained while transportation and logistic names weakened. Investors reacted to an explosion involving a South Korean merchant ship and reports of Iranian drone activity near UAE oil infrastructure. That's the Raw Naked Truth for May 5th, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.